listen, you heard me say nice things about the selectors and Jared and how hard their job is. And I'm not singling out Jared here because he's one of my good friends. But I'm starting to get real frustrated with the T.O. thing. It is a horrible look for the Hall of Fame. Now, I believe that T.O. and Randy Moss are both Hall of Famers easily.
Check.
If you ask me to pick one, only one can go in, I'm going to ride or die for T.O. And by the way, I had better interactions with Randy Moss over his career than I did with T.O. They both could be real difficult. They both had some off-field stuff. One guy, T.O., played hard every single play of his career. Blocked on the backside, played with passion, was an unquestioned baller. The other guy took plays off, took seasons off with the Raiders, basically shut it down in an NFC Championship game at the Meadowlands. I think that if you're going to start penalizing T.O. because you think he's difficult and he wasn't a great teammate, you got to look at both guys equally. They're both Hall of Famers. T.O. has got to get in this year. It's a terrible look.
Yeah, go ahead, Jarrett.
No, I was going to say every year I leave the Hall of Fame meeting kind of upset because one of the guys that I stood on the table for and gave impassioned pleas for does not make it. Last year, T.O. was that guy. In previous years, it was Charles Haley. It was Michael Irvin. So I agree with you, Mike, that T.O. is a guy who's definitely deserving and should be in already. So when you put that against the context of now you add more people into the conversation, more candidates as it revolves, that's why I say it's difficult to expect that some guy is going to jump ahead of another guy who I think a lot of us feel are deserving. But the bottom line to all of this is the interpretation with the bylaws, with T.O. for sure, because you're not supposed to consider things off the field. And there's a lot of gray area and a lot of places where people can interpret one thing or another about his personality and what the impact it is on his candidacy. And so I think that's part of the unfair process, but it's also part of the human process of this Hall of Fame selection.
Well, JB, you see me out there every Saturday when the final vote comes in for the Hall of Fame finalists, and I see you walk out of there dejected every year, especially the last couple of years of T.O. I mean, the point of frustration I see on some selectors' faces with T.O. not getting in there has been amazing. I mean, it really seems like some guys actually just want to quit the process because it's been so exhaustive.
So does it get better or
I
worse?
never get to that point.
Well,
I don't take it personally.
I know that. But, I mean, some of the things I want to say here is, first, if I agree with Mike, Terrell Owens should be in there. I understand Marvin Harrison going in the year before him, but T.O. has had to wait. And if he's had to wait, Randy Moss needs to wait. And I know Randy Moss is a transcendent player. We heard, again, Moss, tall guy. Put them both in together. You know, however it needs to be done.